My name is Jesse Williams, and creating wealth locally and keeping wealth local is my passion. This is the basic infrastructure of a community regarding its wealth. You have an asset portfolio. That's where the assets are owned. The rental properties are owned. The small businesses are owned. Then you also have gathering. That's how the community comes together. That's restorative justice circles. That's church services or houses of faith. That's school-related functions. That's picnics. That's where the individuals of the neighborhood become a people. Then you've got builders, DIYers, remodelers, people who can affect the physical environment to share a vision or to share a narrative of the people who own the asset or who are sponsoring the activity. These three activities that make up the wealth infrastructure of a neighborhood are already going on all over the place, but they're not necessarily formalized, or they don't necessarily synergize with one another. This is the process of creating wealth for a community. The builder develops a community asset, and that asset is then sold into an asset portfolio. Most of what we see right now in this sort of uncoordinated, unsynergized way is creating rental properties and selling those rental properties to investors. But if we can change the generic investor to a sponsor, someone from a local church who's in the top income earner, a 1%er or a 5%er, or if they're not from the neighborhood, at least from the metro area, who wants to sponsor the neighborhood. If you can find the right sponsors to fund the asset portfolio, then you don't need to have an extractive asset, but you can have an asset that coordinates with a greater vision for the community. And we get that greater vision for the community by talking to the community. They come together in a gathering, and in that circle or in that gathering, we can gain their insight and leadership as to what sorts of assets the community needs. If they're concerned about economic justice, then community members want to participate in the purchase of the asset portfolio. Not necessarily with the money, because not everybody has money to invest in that way, but in the design of the purchase agreement and the expectations of that asset in the portfolio. Economic justice is determined at that point of purchase, not further down the line. Operating the asset that's in the portfolio makes it a local partnership. If it's not local community members managing and operating that asset, we can't very well call it a local asset. My organization, the Treasury, provides the front-end financing and partners with the local builder to develop these assets, to enroll the community members, and to go find the sponsors to fund the asset portfolio. It's that upfront financing that has to be prepared for and encourage the rest of this activity in order to develop the synergy of a community creating wealth to keep locally. This is what a local wealth infrastructure looks like with the augmentation of the Treasury, my organization. So you've still got the asset portfolio, but now we've found sponsors to build a specific portfolio for the community. People are still gathering, but now they're gathering to have a conversation about what assets the community needs. And people are still building, but now they have financing that allows them to build specifically for the good of the community. And then my organization, the Treasury, makes money like any real estate development firm does. Commissions on the purchase of real estate, property management on properties that we manage, and then developers' fees. After the builder has developed an asset, and then as it is being sold into the asset portfolio, there's a developer's fee. And then the Treasury and the builder split this income 50-50. My name is Jesse Williams, and creating wealth locally and keeping wealth local is my passion.